Before we dive into our rad new ep, we want to acknowledge the traditional owners on the land on which we record, the Wurundjeri people. We pay our respects to elders past and present and to the ongoing living culture of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. What's up and welcome to the Girls Gotta Work podcast. I'm Hayleigh and I'm a recovering awkward person.
And I'm Jordan and I'm a total hot mess.
And we're living proof that you can be a chaotic 20-something and still be a successful business owner. So go grab a coffee, relax into your comfiest chair and join us as we share the rad, the bad and the mad reality of running a business. So new week, new episode, guys.
Woohoo!
Thanks for coming along. Before we go into the topic of this week, George, how has your last 2 weeks been?
Been amazing, actually. So I've had a lot going on. So first off, I decided, screw working from home. I'm going to go to a co-work space. And it's been so lovely. I'm home today and I won't be at the co-work space all the time, but I was just feeling like, typical extroverted me. I was like, I'm alone. I have no people around and I just thrive off other people's energies and having so many people around. So I went in, I'm going in about 2-3 days a week and it's just been so lovely. So that's one thing. But the more exciting thing is that we have just finished beta testing Sunshine Squad, which is my membership for next year.
Yay!
And it went so well. So I got so much good feedback from all of my beta testers. And I feel daunted by the prospect of it because it's something that I'm really passionate about. And I'm dying to make it the best possible solution ever. So I'm putting way too many high expectations on myself that it was such a good 2 weeks. And I'm like, all right, I can definitely see this for myself and my business. And so I'm really excited. So that was my 2 weeks.
That's good. And that's the thing, we have to try it because you could have done the beta testing. It could have still gone beautifully and you've been like, nah, this ain't for me.
And how many times, I don't know about you, but in my business that I've done that. I've sort of given things a go. And even without testing, I've gone all the way in and then been like, actually, this isn't for me.
Not today. Yeah, lots of times.
Yeah,
all the
lots
time.
of times.
Every day.
So that's me. But how about you? Tell me about how your last 2 weeks have been.
Yeah, not as exciting as yours. I haven't, nothing.
Don't want to talk about your hay fever and sinus issues at the moment.
I mean, it's not a sexy topic, but just love that for me. Spring in Melbourne.
Not going outside.
Yeah. And I'm like a lizard and I need the sunshine. So it's hard. I'll just soak it in I feel like the bubble boy. You can't go outside. I'm originally from Queensland and I never had this from where I grew up. So it's different pollens and different. So when I got down here, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Quick question and total derail, but does it go away in summer? Is it just a spring thing or?
Yeah, it's heightened in spring and autumn, when the leaves are dropping. But before this was I'm really allergic to dust. So I get really itchy throat, eyes and nose. And then it's just getting worse as I get older. I love that.
As everything does.
What the fuck? No, I did not sign up for this. So it does go away. And because I haven't always had it, I'm still learning how to deal with it. So I got all the tablets, all the nasal sprays. Super sexy, guys.
Yeah, super sexy. But at least, I don't know, you get to stay inside and work on your business, maybe, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, that is the most exciting thing going on in my life right now. Work is good. It's just it's November. Some things are closing off earlier than I thought. Some are still going. Lots of events going on, getting to see people for the end of the year. But I'm also tired. So I'm don't want to start a big new thing till next year, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Which I think is the best way to do it. Just wind down and ease into the end of year celebrations.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, I think that does not at all lead us well into our topic. So I'm just going to completely pivot and introduce the topic. So today we are talking about what it means to set yourself up for success in business, how we have done it, how our community have done it. I am so excited to talk about this because obviously we're both a few years into our business now and my God, do we not know everything?
Not even close.
Not even close. But I do feel we're at a point where we do know some stuff and we can share some stuff and, add some value. So maybe don't take this as gospel, but I think we've got something cool to share. So are you ready to get stuck in?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, so as I introed, we are talking about what it means to set yourself up for success in business. So I have a couple of questions for you,
Ooh.
but I want to start by sort of defining what that means. So like when I say setting yourself up for success and sort of success in general in business, what does that mean for you?
I think like upper level, you think maybe like monetary and also like that's a hard one. Like, how do you define success? Like, it's so different. Like, I think of setting myself up for success is more personable.
Yeah.
About myself and how I cope with things to be present and presenting myself as the best way I can in my business.
Yes.
And then because I do that, then my business is successful for whatever reason and goal I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Because success in business is very different to setting yourself up for success. But then some people might think success is only like a monetary thing or like an achievement thing, like I won 3 awards or like what that can look like. And setting yourself up for success could be like making sure your bank accounts are ready to like get all the money. I don't know. So like, yeah, it can be defined in a couple of different ways. Like, how do you feel about it? Do you similar to me or different?
Yeah, well, I think it's sort of the before and after. There's like, I think you need to figure out what success means to you before you figure out how to set yourself up for it, though. So, like, for me, success has at least this year looked like getting scrunched to a point where I have a full-time income and like I'm making good money and I have like a full client portfolio and all of that. But then I'm also not working 80 hours a week. I'm not sort of doing a lot of overtime. I can sort of take a more chill approach to my business while still running my business. That's what I define as success for me for this year, at least. It might change for next year. Who knows? But so that's sort of like what I'm working towards. So then how I set myself up for that is making sure that like I'm doing the best job I possibly can for my clients so that, you know, they stick around or, you know, they're happy to refer me on. But then also making sure that I don't take on too many clients so that I do have to work those 80 hours a week and really setting up those processes to stop that from happening or like setting up my business to facilitate the lifestyle that I want, which for me is success. So yeah, I think I always break it up into like you need to figure out what success means to you before you can figure out how to set yourself up for it.
Yeah, I feel like after this episode, I'm definitely going to be doing some more reflecting and probably change my perspective on things. Because as you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, I've done that. Yeah. I mean, mostly it's all conceptual, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's dive in. I'm excited. I think that's a great definition, how you've put it. And I mean, also how I've put it. I don't know.
Yeah. But I think there are so many definitions. Like, I mean, jumping ahead a little bit, we did ask our community what success, you know, how they set themselves up for success. And it's not necessarily all goal related. Like, it's not necessarily how I've broken it down in terms of like, you know, you're chasing success. So therefore you need to break down the steps you need to like take in order to hit success. Like, it's quite a methodical way of approaching it. Like, that's sort of how my brain works. But I think a lot of other people definitely went down the more, you know, setting yourself up for doing the best work or like, you know, that more personal element of setting yourself as a person up for success. So yeah, I think both definitions are totally valid. And yeah, it just depends on how your brain works.
Yeah, definitely.
So Hayleigh, how do you set yourself up for success in business? And crickets. All right, we're out, guys. Sorry, that's my tip for this week.
So the way I set myself up for success, I think I really go towards my personality. So I've mentioned before, I get really bad decision fatigue. So I have to be really diligent about how I manage those decision making, the introversion, the overwhelm, and setting myself up for success means planning my week well. So being super organized and diligent. So that means things like, and this is not even like work related, but like making sure my washing's done by a Sunday, making sure like my meals are prepped for the week. So I've eliminated all the other decisions that I have to make as all of us have to make throughout the week are all done on the weekend so that I can use all the decisions I have in a day for real level or high level things in my business. Because if I'm thinking about what I need to wear that day, when I need to put the washing on, have I like booked my dog in for a groomer, what am I going to eat for dinner, if I have to think about all those things plus work decisions are gonna like not be great. Like,
no, well, they're gonna be too hard.
Yeah. Or I'm
Yeah.
going to like make a rash decision that's not what future Hayleigh needs because present Hayleigh's tired.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely plays into how like all of the Steve Jobs of the world, they all wear the
Mhm.
same clothes. Like they have
Yeah.
100 different types of exactly the same clothes so that
Yeah.
that's one less decision they have to make. Like it's definitely, yeah, it's a thing and I love it.
Yeah, I used to when I had like an office job, and I should probably do it now, but I would check the weather on a Sunday and like I had a separate little like clothes rack where I would plan out my whole outfits for the whole week because I could wear whatever I wanted, which I
I
fucking
love
hated.
that. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I loved that I planned, but I hated that
Yeah.
I could wear whatever I want because decision fatigue gets in the way. So I would
Yeah.
like check the weather and like plan out my whole week's wardrobe. And like that included like going to the gym and like that kind of stuff was all like prepped for the week. And people
Yeah.
are like, Hayleigh, go have a life, go to the beach. I was like, no, I gotta like I really have to be like strict with myself because I
Yeah.
know that if I don't take the time out of my weekend to do that stuff, I'm not my definition of a successful business owner. And that's just showing up as the best person I can be. And if I don't do those things, I'm not the best version of myself. So that's a big one for me. I mean, like, there's probably heaps of other things, but like, what's one of yours, Jordan? Like, what would you say is the biggest one if you have one
Oh,
that you can pick out, or the biggest couple, maybe like couple of them?
yeah, there's definitely a few. And I think it does come down to sort of how you define setting yourself up for success. So I think if we're going to talk like more setting yourself up personally for success,
Mm-hmm.
rest. I know it
Yes.
sounds dumb or like too
Yeah.
simple or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
but if I don't sleep, you
Yeah.
don't want to be near me. Like, no amount of coffee in the world can fix a sleepless Jordan. I am terrified for having
Yeah.
kids solely for the fact that I can't cope on no sleep. So for me,
Yeah.
because so much of what I do is creative, if I'm running
Mm-hmm.
on fumes, I just sort of have to get it done rather than be able to be creative about it. So for me, it's very much
Yeah.
a case of I need rest, I need like deep sleep. I
Mm-hmm.
also just need downtime. So, like,
Yeah.
yes, sleep, 8 hours of sleep minimum, which I
Mm-hmm.
know is such a luxury. I'm so sorry if there's mums listening because you're going to want to punch me in the face right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think I sleep 9 hours, so
Yeah.
I'm not going to judge.
All right. So, moving on quickly. Yeah, but even just downtime. So, like, whether I'm reading, whether I'm watching Love Island with Alex or taking Pip for a walk or just anything that just lets my brain switch off
Mm-hmm.
helps me sort of run a better business and just feel more prepared to run my business as well and do the work.
Yeah.
And like it makes me more energized. Like there are so many things that rest helps me do and helps me do better. So for me, I think that's probably the number one, maybe. But also like the other one that I was thinking is like practicing gratitude. So
Yes. Mindset and stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Mindset's like my second. So let's go
let's talk
straight
about
into
it.
that. Well, you go first.
So for me, practicing gratitude is all about, I mean, practicing gratitude. Like it doesn't really need an explanation.
It's important. Everyone do it. End of
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome to our TED Talk.
It is 2 minutes and we will say 5 words. But yeah, so I've just started gratitude journaling again. So it's really
Mhm.
simple. It's called like the 5 minute journal. I got it on Amazon, but it
Yeah.
just has sort of like you do it in the morning and it's what are you excited like what are you grateful for? What are 3 good things that are gonna happen today? And then like an affirmation statement. So like I
Yeah.
am ... dot.
Yeah.
And so that's just a really good way of putting into perspective like how good I've got it. Because sometimes like you have shit days in business and you like everything
Mm.
sucks and I'm miserable and I hate my job and I hate my business and
Yeah.
everything's pissing me off and I couldn't possibly continue. Whereas when you
Yeah.
start your day setting intentions and setting up what you're grateful for, you're more
Yeah.
likely to recognize those things when you're doing them. So like even on days where I don't feel like taking Pip for a walk, I love taking Pip for a walk. I'm really grateful that we get that one-on-one time. And I know it sounds dumb, but like I do work quite a bit and like there a lot of things happen. So I don't have one-on-one time with her as much as I would like. So I love taking Pip for a walk. But on days where I don't feel like taking her for a walk, I'm like, oh, I have to take Pip for a walk. This sucks. But if I've gratitude journaled, I'm really present in like, oh, I do like this. I'm just really present in that moment and that makes the moment better. So for me, gratitude journaling is all about staying in the moment, recognizing the good and not letting the bad make everything worse.
This is such a powerful thing. Like it's so simple. I cannot echo this enough, and I can't like echo what you've just said, but also like reiterate the importance of mindset and how you
Yes.
talk to yourself.
Well, how do you? Because you said the mindset's big for you as well. Like, is it gratitude journaling as well? Or?
It's really just mindset and how I speak to myself
Yeah.
and in turn how others speak to me. It's come to my attention that I'm very sensitive.
Join the club.
And that also comes into terms with how I speak to myself and how important that is. I recently watched this, like, actually, I will put it in the show notes too. It's called Location,
Yeah.
Location, Location. And it's all about mindset. It's more from a leadership perspective, but like to tie it into this, we are hardwired to think negatively and like in a scarcity kind of mindset, like a growth versus non-growth kind of mindset. We're hardwired to think negatively because we're hardwired to think of threats. And if you think about that and then something bad happens, it spirals, and then negative self-talk happens, and a whole bunch of other things happen, and it just fucking sucks. It just sucks. And then to be like a neuroscience point of view of it, we're fucking hardwired to do this.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Can we just like stop?
Right? It fucking sucks. So like doing these like practices and mindset practices and how you speak to yourself, we are trying to rewire ourselves and our brains and our makeup, which is impossible. Like these are practices we have to do every day. And I'm kind of going on a different tangent, but
that's okay.
We have to do this every day. And like, it's hard fucking work.
Yeah.
And as business owners, it's so important and it's so powerful. Just the smallest minute things of being grateful to take your dog for a walk.
Yes.
How you speak to yourself as a business owner. Because if you already, like, we're already hardwired to think negatively. So like trying to change your mindset and be in a good mindset to set yourself up for success is like the most powerful tool.
Yeah.
It's just like crazy. And it like really shows you how you approach anything in life, not just business, not just like friendship, relationships, like leadership, like
everything really, when it comes down to it, takes constant work. Like you need to put in the work. And I think it is the beauty of being business owners. Like, I don't know, it's a blessing and a curse, I suppose, is that we have to work on ourselves. We have to do all this personal development, and we have to look at our mindset. And if we don't do all that stuff, we can't grow our businesses. Like, it's not going to work. So I think it's one thing that I used to resent the hell out of, because I was like, oh, do I seriously have to like write in my fucking gratitude journal every day just so that I can run my fucking silly little business? Like, but but you have to. And now I'm so grateful for it because it's made me a better person. And I know this is like tangenting upon tangenting. But it is like, I think working on your mindset, yes, it sets you up for success in business, but it also just sets you up for success in literally every single thing you do in life.
Yeah. So powerful.
Yeah, so cool.
It's fucking crazy. It just like blew my mind after I watched this video. So we're definitely going to share it.
Yeah.
But just how like one choice of how you think about something can really either derail you or set yourself up for success. So something as small as like when you're in a bad headspace and you're like, I'm shit at my job.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're just having a bad day. Or like, what's another like reframe? Like, oh, this project failed.
Yeah.
No, I learned from this project.
Yeah.
So just that like smallest switch in how you talk to yourself, then you're setting yourself up to have a either great day or a great perspective on a project that air quote failed. Or didn't work the way
or just didn't go the way. It was just the outcome was different than what you expected.
And then if you're constantly all day going, oh, that project failed, that project failed, that project failed, you're gonna feel like fucking shit. At the end of the day, you're gonna feel like shit. You're gonna think about that project and feel like shit all the time. But changing that like small phrasing to I've learned from this project, you're just gonna feel better about it.
And I think you're gonna feel better, but you're also gonna do better work. Like, it's one thing that I notice whenever I'm in like a shitstorm spiral of, I'm bad at what I do and I, all of the things. I really notice how it tanks my creativity and my productivity and literally anything I do. Like if I'm really in my head about, I don't know, like something didn't perform very well, or I got heaps of feedback on a content deck that I usually don't get lots of feedback on, or whatever. Like if I feel like I've missed the mark and then I sit in that, oh, like I missed the mark. That wasn't good. Like I'm not good at what I do. I'm getting worse at what I do, whatever sort of that conversation is.
Yeah.
Whether it's like a discovery call, I'm not present and I'm not going to sell myself because I don't believe in myself. If I'm doing a different content deck, I'm not going to take the time to be creative with it because inside I'm like, no, I suck. I don't deserve to do this. So I just need to get it done.
The last one I did was average. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think definitely, yes, it impacts your mindset, but it also just impacts your work. And I think that all comes down to, I suppose, my definition of setting yourself up for success is a big part of success in business for me as well is doing great work for great businesses. And if I don't do the mindset work, if I don't do all of that, I'm not setting myself up for doing great work for great businesses because my work is shit because my mindset is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what a friggin' hamster wheel of crazy.
I know. I feel like the circles about this all day.
I know.
Do we want to get off the hamster wheel and hear what our community have to say about the topic?
I want to hear what the listeners think, and I want to know, here's some different kind of definitions.
Yeah.
Expand my brain today.
All right. Let's expand. So as always, we have asked you guys, our beautiful Girls Go to Work crew, what you guys think on this topic, what you think on setting yourself up for success in business. And as always, we've got some crackers of responses. That really doesn't work in plural form. Cracker of a response. We've got lots of awesome responses. So So I'm going to dive right in. So Kate Merriweather has said, lately I've been tracking my time like a demon and it is so illuminating. I learned when I faff and what I actually get done. Turns out I'm pretty fast at a lot of things, but I take ages to get going in the mornings. Plus, I know how long it takes me to deliver my programs and charge accordingly. This has helped me structure my days and be more productive.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get like this. I get in my head like, oh, it's going to take me hours. I couldn't be bothered. And then I just like put on my little timer, half an hour. I'm like, just do half an hour and you'll feel better because you've started.
Yeah.
Then like sometimes I beat my timer. I was like, oh, fuck, I thought that was going to take me 2 hours. It took me half an hour. So yeah, I love this. That's a good one.
Yeah, I do wonder though, because I feel the same. I wonder if that's a broader thing that just business owners feel in general or just workers, people who do things like for work in general feel. Because I always feel like things are going to take longer. Even today, like I was like, all right, I have so much to get done. I was like, I went to the gym last night instead of today, because I was like, I couldn't possibly squeeze in a 45-minute gym workout tomorrow. And like, I have time. Like, I have so much more time. Something that I thought was going to take me 4 hours took me 2. Like, I just have so much more time to do things. And I do think learning when you're productive, so like Kate said, she's not very productive in the morning. Like mornings are not her zone of genius. I feel like learning when you're productive and when you're going to do the best work makes a huge difference for that as well. Because I feel like we think things take longer because we procrastinate them or because, like for me, mid-afternoons, not my time. Like they are not my time. And if I try to do anything mid-afternoon, it's going to take me twice as long. So potentially setting yourself up for success is really learning how you work best as well.
Most definitely. 100%. I couldn't agree with that more. Yeah. And being okay that it changes. Like I think you have to be flexible with that.
Yes.
What worked even a week ago or a year ago is not going to work. What works right now.
Totally.
So being mindful of that. Actually, in saying that, the amazing Cass, our podcast manager,
told me
the most amazing thing this morning, actually. And that was like, you can restart your day at any time.
Oh.
Right? I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, of course we can. We're business owners. We get to plan whatever we want. I was like, oh my God. She's like, so if you woke up and you didn't kind of like, get ready for the day.
Yeah.
And you kind of just like in a bit of a slump, but you're getting the work done. Go and have a shower at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and start your day at 2 o'clock. Like you can start your day whenever you want or restart your day whenever you want. I mean, unless you have crazy deadlines, you can do whatever you want. Like make it work for you. Like if you're a night owl, start at 6 o'clock at night and end at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, whatever that looks like for you.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like powerful.
That's so cool.
Blew my mind.
And also, yes, for like mid-afternoon showers, just like always.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good refresher for the day.
Yeah. Good vibes. All right. So Michelle from Foresight Digital has said, set a clear path for yourself with objectives and key results, objectives that follow the SMART format while also being connected to measurable key results. I love that. And then she's gone on to say, if you don't know where you're going, you're never going to get there.
Yeah, see, that's like a really not high level, but that's like what you kind of said at the start of the episode. Like that's really looking at your business as a success and how you are like hardwired to. So if you need those like tangible things to like get there, like your SMART goals or your goals are really important. So I love that. That's a good one.
And for me as well, because my brain is quite like methodical and I really like having all my steps laid out so I know exactly what I need to do next. That is so an approach that works for me. So yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So next up, we have the beautiful Soph from Sister Scout. So we've got a bit of a list going. So let's dive in. Sophie has said, getting enough sleep, outsourcing stuff I'm not good at to the experts, good systems. She uses Dubsado to streamline her communications, trusting her gut, staying in her own lane, and leaning into her values. Yeah.
I like that last one. Like you said, you value your alone time with Pip and like making sure you have that like fun time with your puppy. Like that's a value to you. So like getting the like content done by X time or X time frame to then take her to the dog park. That's like, that's a value and you're letting that drive how you set your day up.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Or like value as in, I really want to help female founders make their businesses what is like the desire that's on their heart. So that's my value in my business. So that's my like core thing that pulls me to do the work that I do.
Yeah.
So I let my value like drive that.
Yeah.
Is how I see it anyway.
Yeah. And then when you're leaning into those values, you're more likely to do better business, get more clients, help more women in business because you're making that known, like you're making your mission known and you know that you're only going to connect with other people who share those values and also want women to succeed in business.
Yeah. And when you're sharing and showing those values, like you said, you can connect with other people and business owners that have the same values, but also allows you to avoid the ones that have differing values.
Yes. And haven't we all been there? Yeah, I think very important and we've all been there and hopefully we'll never go there again. All right, and the last one is from Brooke from Hustle and Heart. So Brooke has said, first, it's important to define what success means for you. So then you can create meaningful, aligned goals that reflect your values and purpose. Of course, that includes revenue and profit targets, seeing as how we are in business after all. But it's also all the other stuff, the tiny things. And once defined, you might realize that you can feel successful and satisfied every single day. For example, this morning I slept in until after 8 a.m. I don't use alarm clocks unless we're traveling and have to get to the airport, etc. But then my partner brought me a coffee in bed and I lounged around a little like a lizard. That's my definition of success right there, and it feels wonderful.
I just love that so much. That is so true. Like, making sure you feel successful every day.
Yeah.
Because of how you set yourself up for it
and maybe
how you've set your business up.
And maybe we don't put enough emphasis on feeling successful. Maybe, or we put so much emphasis in being successful. So like hitting those KPIs, hitting the revenue goals, hitting whatever else we set up. But feeling successful, yes, it can come from those sort of like those metrics and stuff as well.
Yeah.
But like, I love the, when her partner brought her coffee in bed and she just got to lounge around and she had to sleep in, like, that feels successful. Like it's luxurious. Like you couldn't do that unless your business was successful. And I feel like just that feeling of success can be so important in actually contributing to success.
Yeah, definitely. I love that.
I love that.
So amazing.
Our community is so amazing. But that is all they have for us. So I guess that's it.
That's all we got, folks.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to wrap this up. I just, all of our community, as always, like went above and beyond with all of their input. So yeah, I feel like I have nothing else to add. I feel like they have finished this off perfectly for us.
Most definitely.
And that's a wrap then. As always, we have loved being in your ears, sharing the highs and lows of business ownership with a dash of chaos thrown in for good measure.
If you want to keep the party going, come and join us on Instagram and TikTok at Girls Gonna Work Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe where you listen to your podcast.
Till next time.
Bye.